Hi everyone, welcome to this week's reading for the astrology and tarot for the week ahead, for the week of the, the 2nd of April through to the 8th of April. Okay, so with the astrology this week, we have Venus into Taurus, which is nice. Venus is well placed in its home sign of Taurus. What you'll find with this energy is a feeling of just getting real about love and relationships and feeling maybe more in touch with your five senses and enjoying, you know, sensual pleasures and, you know, good food, good company, all that sort of thing is very much Taurian energy. But also one part of Taurian energy, which I think is important at this time to do with relationships, is just feeling very much that you're needing to get very real about your love situation or your relationship situation. So if you have people around you that are like, you know, fake friends, frenemies, that sort of thing, you probably won't feel like you have time for that sort of energy at the moment, because Venus is wanting stable energy for friendships and romance and love. It's not wanting, you know, to have to deal with tumultuous emotions or crazy ups and downs or crazy making. It's wanting to deal with or enjoy those relationships that make you feel really peaceful at home, you know, calm and just happy and content. So, you know, you might find that while Venus is in Taurus, you tend to sort of want to avoid conflict. You might want to avoid people that are unstable, or, you know, even friendships or relationships, that type of thing. So you're looking for stability at this time. Especially later on this week, we have transiting Venus trine with Saturn. So it's kind of like really just wanting to feel safe and comfortable in your relationship situation. Feeling like you're valuing that security and that stability that you have in your relationships, whether it is friendships or, you know, romantic connections or whatever it is. Also this week we have the Mars-Saturn conjunction continues actually until Tuesday, Wednesday this week. So again, you know, quite a serious energy here. You know, Venus in Taurus is fairly serious in love and doesn't really have time for nonsense. And then you have Mars conjunct Saturn, which is the same type of energy again. So it's really highlighting this sort of energy of no-nonsense approach to love and relationships, and just wanting to be really real and straightforward and not having time to play games with people. Also, for some people, the Mars-Saturn conjunction, especially if you have any planets placements in your chart around 7 to 9 degrees in particular of a cardinal sign, and I mentioned this last week, you'll find that this could be like the energy of breaking old habits that are toxic for you. That can include bad relationships, negative people that are just not positive for your life, moving away from that sort of thing to what feels more stabilizing and real for you. So another thing is, you know, it could be a bit of an energy of really pushing forward. Just try not to exhaust yourself with Mars conjunct Saturn energy, because you can do too much, especially if you have ascendant Mars, Moon or Venus even around 8 degrees of cardinal, 7 to 9 degrees of cardinal. So just a reminder, the cardinal signs are Capricorn, Cancer, and Aries and Libra. So the other thing that we have this week with the astrology is Sun trine North Node. That's on Monday and Tuesday. So today's Tuesday in Australia. This energy can sometimes give you a bit of insight into the future, a bit of a flash of a premonition even for some people, or just a sense of something about the future. It is a bit of a sense of moving forward into something, or a sense of where you're moving forward with something. It could be a focus on your goals and career, or your path and your plans for the future with the Saturn-Mars conjunction and Sun trine North Node. Thursday, Friday, the Sun squares Lilith, so that's a bit of an intense energy. It could bring up some fears about maybe doubting yourself in some way, or some darker thoughts, you know, with Lilith, when Lilith is involved, or darker feelings in some way. Just maybe facing some fears towards the end of this week as well could come up with Sun square Lilith. And I think that's all. Oh, and also Mercury is, of course, still retrograde this week. So that's pretty much all I want to talk about with the astrology. Cards for this week are from the Golden Universal Tarot, which is this one here. I really like these cards, and I'm going to pick a card again from the Zodiac reading cards because I just felt really drawn to those again this week. So I know I've used them for a couple of weeks in a row, but I just felt really pulled to those, so I just go with my intuition as to which ones I pick. So let's see what 3 cards we have for this week. Just another thing for some people with the Venus trine Saturn, especially if you've got earthy energy in your chart, you could find that you start to get in touch with some really real positive energy with things coming to fruition with finances and also with career or your aspirations. So that's actually quite a good transit for that. What is going on this week? What are the energies this week? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Just move this closer. Alright. Ooh, the Justice card. Libra. Interesting. The Magician, which is Mercury. Oh, all major arcana cards. And the Chariot, which is Cancer. Wow, this is very interesting. Well, it's been a really, really long time since I've had 3 major arcana cards come up in a spread that I've done for the weekly reading. So it shows that there's a very strong energies karmically this week. Here we have the card representing karma, which is the Justice card. And also, you know, it does bring some kind of emphasis to the sign of Libra here with the scales as well. Some kind of karmic energy or karmic situation is being played out, whether it's for some people very much in your face this week, and for others it's an underpinning energy, but it's still very present even though it may not be as direct. But I do feel with the Chariot something could really come up in, you know, and present itself to you that is confrontational. That's one way I could read that. Mercury with the Magician here, it's signifying communication, but it's something karmic. A karmic communication could be coming forward to you this week. There's a lot of intense energy with this because of the Chariot here, and it could be indicating that the person coming forward is not necessarily in balance because of the fact that the Chariot card is a card that represents two very strong polarizing energies. See the black and white sphinxes here indicate very strong opposing forces that are trying to find some kind of harmony, and that also ties in again with the karma card, the Justice card with the Libra scales here. So it's like someone may be expressing themselves to you this week in a way that's very, very emotional, very, very intense, but it's karmic on one side of it, but it's also very emotional, and it is a communication. For some people, you could be dealing with an air sign, a Libra or a Gemini, or somebody that has very strong Mercury, so they could even have a Virgo moon, Virgo rising, Virgo sun, or, you know, Gemini rising sun or moon. I'm just going to see what other messages I'm getting with this because there's a lot of energy with this. So I want to say somebody may be projecting something onto you this week that is more about their issues than your issues. So just be aware of that. Especially if it's coming off in a rude kind of manner or a blunt manner or a very over-the-top emotional manner, which could be this one. It's interesting because, you know, that this is such a different message to what I normally get. I'm going to have to look at the Zodiac reading card to get more information, but I just keep getting this is a karmic situation. It's karmic rebalancing. Okay. I'm just going to see if there are any other messages coming out of this that are it's coming out in a different way for other people, because that feels like that was one message for a group of people. I just want to see if there's anything else. Yeah, for some people there is something to do with potentially dealing with the law this week, because the Justice card here can represent the justice system. Mercury represents, you know, and he's got this, I think it's a wand in his hand there. The Magician represents a communication coming forward, and this also can represent something to do with an issue that's coming to a head in some way. So some people might be receiving like some kind of communication that's quite serious or about something very important to do with, you know, because it's the Cancer card. It could be to do with where you're living. It could be a communication, you know, coming to you, a letter in the mail that's important, someone knocking on your door that's important, someone sending you some kind of important message that is very karmic and has a bit of a heavy aspect to it. Okay, so this is a general reading. It's not going to be for everybody, but it may resonate with some people. Let's see what the card is from the Zodiac reading card so I can get a bit more information. Also, I want to say I just heard turning point. So for some people, that's what this message is about. Some kind of karmic turning point. And with that Cancer card, which is the Chariot card, it could be just suggesting there that this is an emotional, psychological turning point for you this week. And it is also of a karmic nature. And with the Mercury card, which is the Magician, it could be very much involving your thoughts. Okay, so that's another aspect of how I could read that. Let's see what we have here from Zodiac reading cards for this week. I want to get something way back over here. Oh, Sun in Cancer. It's funny because I was talking about the Cancer card there with the Chariot. So, focus on your home and love. Okay, that's a really, really good message. Sun in Cancer, home. Right, so this is a message about really coming back to basics and back to base, your home base, you know, and what you're working with on the very fundamental levels of yourself. Also, Cancer is about the deepest emotions. It's about getting in touch with your deeper emotions, not being in denial of your emotions and not pushing your emotions away, but acknowledge them and giving them sort of that time to be. It is very easy these days to, you know, get so distracted in the busyness of life that we just push our emotions away, or we get stuck in our head and we forget that we actually have real emotions going on, and we forget that other people sometimes are struggling with their own things. So, or, you know, it's about balance with emotions. And also I want to say respecting other people's emotions as well, and dealing with something related to the home. So there may be for some people decisions related to home, location, where you're living, something like that is coming up this week. The waters there obviously indicate, you know, something that is emotional, something that is to do with your emotional security. Also, Sun in Cancer message here could be to do with soul groups, dealing with people that are in your soul group, certain individuals that you've incarnated with who are souls that you've known in past lives, that sort of thing. All these type of messages are connected to this. But it's also about feeling a sense of peace, sanctuary, and safety. You know, safety is so important. Feeling that you feel safe at home, emotionally, psychologically, and physically. All those things are very, very important. So these are all messages coming up for this week. I hope that the reading was helpful to you. And if you would like a private reading with me, just go to the links to my online store. Current turnaround time, because I'm quite busy, is about 6 to 14 business days at the moment. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you have a great week. Bye for now.